Okay, so everybody's muted and we're going to start standing. So have an animal close by if you want. Let's bring our legs into a baby first position or Pilates stance, it's called. So a little bit of a turnout of the legs. If you can get your legs all the way together with your heels together, great, but as close as you can get them. And then lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, kind of squeeze the legs together. Feel like you're really engaging your legs here. And then float the heels up on the inhale. Not able to do that really. And exhale, float down. So inhale, float up. Exhale, float down. My float is very small. Inhale, float up. And exhale down. Now bend the knees a little bit, little plie, and straighten, and plie, and straighten, and plie. We feel like you're in ballet class. And then we'll put it together. So you're going to bend the knees, straighten, lift the heels, and lower. And bend. Let's bring our arms out when we bend and lower them as we straighten, lift the heels, and lower. So inhale. And exhale, lift the heels and down. And inhale and exhale, lift the heels and down. One more time. Lift the heels and lower. Widen your legs in the second position. Same thing. A little bit of a turnout. Good. And bend the knees. So you're just going to come into, a little bit of a squat and straighten. And bend. And straighten, and bend, and straighten. Now lift the heels here. I can only lift one heel, so lift your heels and lower, and lift your heels and lower. Good, and lift your heels and lower, and then put it together. So we're going to bend the knees and bring the arms out. And then press up and lift the heels and lower. Same thing we did in first position, right? So bend and straighten, lift the heels and lower. And maybe take our arms a little bit bigger. Bend and straighten, lift the heels and lower. Inhale and exhale, lift the heels, inhale, lower down on the exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale and lift and lower. Bend the knees a little bit. Bring one arm by the ear and just take a side stretch. Maybe your other hand on your waist or wherever on your hip, wherever you're comfortable. And lift up and then side stretch the other way. Reach that arm out. Little bend in the knees and a couple more. Reach. Stretch and lift up and reach and back up and straighten the legs. Bring your legs under you, parallel. Reach the arms forward. Let's face our palms to each other and kind of like you're drawing a bow and arrow. You're just going to pull one elbow back and follow it, and then bring that arm forward. So pull the other elbow back and follow it and reach forward and pull back and reach forward and pull back and reach forward. This time we're going to pull the elbow back, unfurl the arm, circle it back around, pull the elbow back, unfurl your arm, circle back around. So nice and fluid. See, we can get a nice fluid movement here. So pulling the elbow back and then straightening the arm and bringing it around. Pull back, straighten, and around. Nice and fluid movement of our torso, shoulders. Good. And one more, or till you're even on both sides. And then when your arms come forward, shake it out. Circle the hips. Nice and big. And the other direction. Just kind of loosening up everything. And then we're going to come to the end of the mat or wherever you want to be and roll down. So inhale, and as we exhale, just letting everything relax, roll down and hang. Feel free to bend and straighten your knees or whatever feels good to you as you hang here. And then we'll go ahead and stack our spine up. So letting the knees be bent as needed. We're going to let the arms be heavy and roll back up. And then roll down again. Inhale, exhale, roll back down. We'll stretch all the way through our back and hang here. And then walking our hands away from our feet into pike. Spread the fingers wide, let the knees be slightly bent so we can elongate our spine. Lift the tailbone. Then just letting your body sort of shift around a little bit as you press your heels down. Lifting the tailbone. Maybe you want to rock forward and back and shift your weight that way. Feels good to you. And then walking our hands a little farther out or our feet a little farther away to come into either a high plank or a regular plank, but whatever far down your body wants to come. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then we'll come onto the mat. You can either slowly lower yourself down or just bring your knees under you to come around onto our back. So my cat's going to be blocking the view, but I think it's okay. All right. So bringing our feet fairly close to our hips, in line with our hips. Arms by your side. Just take a nice deep breath. And then as we exhale, we feel our low back sink into the mat. Our tailbone curls up and we peel our spine one bone at a time to a bridge. Relaxing the shoulders, adjusting the feet as needed in our bridge. Taking a breath. And keeping the hips pressing up. As we exhale, melt the spine down. Just come down one bone at a time. And then again, inhale, exhale, curl the tailbone, peel off the mat into a bridge, relaxing our shoulders, pressing our hips up, and exhaling one bone at a time, all the way down. When the hips come down, widen your feet a little bit so they're inside edge of the mat. Turn your heels slightly in and inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to again peel off the mat in our wide-legged bridge. At the top of the bridge, taking a couple breaths, feeling as if you have a squishy ball between your legs, right? You're just gently squeezing as you exhale. Good. Keeping the hips pressing up. And then next exhale, melt the spine all the way down. Tailbone comes down last. Relax the hips. We'll bring our legs all the way together, as close together as you can get them. Inhale here, and then as we exhale, squeezing your thighs together and bridging up. Good. And taking a couple breaths here as we squeeze our kind of our upper thighs together, keep them tight together, and breathe. And then next exhale, melting the spine all the way down. And then when our hips come down, we'll let our knees open. So we'll just have our feet together, relax your knees open here. Kind of pull the sacrum into the mat. And then you might float your hips up off the ground a little bit. So we hover and breathe. And exhale back down. Relax your hips and your legs. And then we lift our knees up to the top and let them sway over to the right. You might slide your left arm up and look to over that left shoulder. And lift the knees up and let them sway over to the left. Maybe sliding your right arm up by your ear. And back to our start position. So we're going to make sure our feet are in line with our sits bones. Reach arms to ceiling, palms facing, and just reach your right arm and then reach your left arm and let your shoulders relax. And then reaching the left arm and then the right arm and let your shoulders relax. Reach right arm, reach left arm and shoulders drop. Reach left arm and right arm, shoulders drop and relax. Reach both arms, reach and drop. Now leave your shoulders nice and heavy on the ground, arms up. Gently pull the low back, imprint the low back into the mat as we inhale. Exhale, float the right leg up, the right knee floats up. Inhale that foot down. Exhale, float the left knee up. Inhale that foot down. So keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping our low back imprinted in the mat as we alternate, right? Exhaling that leg up, inhaling it down. And then if you want to, you can speed it up a little bit, right? Or you can stay at the same pace, focusing on relaxing the shoulders, keeping your low back imprinted, right? You go faster, obviously, it's a little more challenging. And just breathe. Whatever leg is up, keep it there. Bring your other leg up. And then you're going to take your left arm back by your ear. So as we reach our left arm back a little bit, we feel our shoulder blade draw down. We feel our rib cage pull into the mat, right? So arm reaching in opposition to ribs. And then bring it back. Bring your right arm, reach that right arm back. Pull the right shoulder down. Feel your rib cage on the mat. Good. And bring it back. We'll add the opposite leg. Flex the feet. So as we reach our left arm back, we extend our right heel straight out and bending that leg. And then bring it back. Keep your whole spine on the mat, right? Pressing your spine into the mat. Reach your right arm back and your left leg. And back to start. So exhaling as we reach out. Inhaling back. Keeping your spine on the mat. Not moving the side that's not supposed to be moving, right? Inhale back. And reaching arm opposite to that rib cage and shoulder. Good. So reach it out. Inhale. Exhale. The core connection exercise. Good. And then when you're even on both sides, you come to the center. You're going to reach both arms and both legs, pressing your spine into the mat. Reach out, inhale back, exhale, reach out, inhale back. So expansion, contraction, reach out, and back to center. Reach out, and back. Hug your knees, relax your body, rock around, take a break. And then we'll bring our legs into tabletop and legs together, arms out from our shoulders, right? We're going to take our legs over to the left, anchoring our right shoulder down as we inhale, and using our exhale to lift back to the top, and then take it over to the right as we anchor our left shoulder and exhale back. Legs stay nice and tight together. Right? Shoulders stay anchored. Inhale to the side, exhale back. Inhale to the side, and exhale back. And when you come to the top, if you want, you can straighten your legs and continue, or keep them bent. Exhale back, or somewhere in between. Inhale to the side, exhale back. Nice and tight together. We'll add a little circle called corkscrew. So taking it to the side, bringing the legs away from you, around to the other side, and back to the top. Reverse direction, side, a little bit away, around, and back. And your knees can be bent as much as they need to be for this, right? Good. Good. And when you come to the top on this one, we're going to take our hands behind our right thigh. We're going to stretch our left leg down to the ground and give that leg a stretch. So you can hold on wherever, behind your thigh, behind your calf, wherever you can to stretch your leg. You can also curl up and pull that leg towards you if you want. Give that leg a good stretch. Bend and straighten the knee. And then we're going to slide our left foot along the ground, bring that left leg up and stretch your right leg down. We'll stretch this leg. So wherever you can hold on, right behind the thigh or the calf. That leg a good stretch. You can bend and straighten your knee a little bit, or whatever you want to do to stretch your leg. And then we're going to hold on to the leg, climb up the leg. If you are on the thigh, you might climb up to the calf, lift your head and shoulders off the ground, and then go into a scissors stretch. So pull that leg in, exhale, switch, pull that leg in, exhale, switch. So keeping your shoulders down the back, kind of lifting, looking between your thighs so that we help our neck, right? And breathe. Really emphasize the stretch of the leg. If you want to lie your head back down on the ground, it's too much for your neck, you can do that. Just have to press your low back into the ground. So you're going to come up and down, right? And then we're going to draw both legs up to the ceiling. Relax, bend your knees, rock your body around. Good. And then open the knees apart, grab the feet. Come into a happy baby kind of stretch here, and we'll just kind of rock our body around side to side. Feel a little massage in our back. And if you want, you can kind of open the legs, more of a straddle. And then coming to center, bringing our feet together, opening those knees. Hold on to your left foot. Stretch your right arm and leg on the mat, reaching through the heel, reaching through that arm. And then we'll pull our right side together, stretching through our left leg and arm. Reach. And then stretching both arms and both legs. Feet flexed. Let's do a little side to side reach, stretch, and release. Stretch and relax. So feeling that little shift up and down of our shoulders and our hips, stretching our side body. And then relax everything. Open your legs a little wider, mat width apart. Open the arms wider, taking one hand over to the other. Stretch across, feet are flexed. Just stretching for that hand, trying to pull ourselves onto our side. And then coming onto our back to the other side, that diagonal line, reach across. And a couple more times, spiraling our body back to that first side. Maybe we get a little farther and over. Great. And then when we come onto our back, go ahead and bring the legs together. Sweep the arms down, wedge your hands under your low back, lift the head and shoulders, and roll up. When we come up to sitting, we're going to extend the legs out in front, lift our sits bones, bring the pelvis forward, and then relax forward over the legs. Give them a little stretch here. And then we'll sit with our legs straight in front of us. Now, if you need to bend your knees in order to sit tall, you can. So first thing we do is find our nice tall spine. And then however straight our legs go, right, is what it is. So it's about the straight spine, though, for our back here. So arms are going to reach forward with palms facing down. And you're going to lift your left arm, lengthen your spine, arm by your ear. Not so much reaching your arm as reaching through the top of your head, really lengthening. And then that arm comes forward, and then right arm reaches up. So lifting tall as that arm lifts, and bring it back in front. And again, lifting the left arm, lengthening tall. So we're really getting into our postural muscles. And then that arm forward, right arm up and lift. And that arm forward. Now both arms up, really lengthening tall. And bring it forward. All right, and then we're going to bring our palms face each other with arms forward. And you're going to follow your left arm back. So you just take it out to the side, back, and bring it forward. And follow the right arm back. And again, we're still lengthening our spine, right? And then follow the left arm back, sitting tall. And that one more time to the right. So following that right arm back. You might get a little spinal adjustment. And bringing that arm forward. Relax your arms, legs. We're going to straddle the legs a little bit so they're mat width apart so that, straddle, body straddle. Reach your arms forward, and we're going to reach forward. So spine stretch forward, reach through your fingers, reach through your crown here. And then stack the spine back up. Good. And then lift the arms by the ears. And then bring the arms forward, inhaling. As we exhale, we're just going to curl the tailbone and round back just to our sacrum, right? So just part way back. Inhale, exhale up. We're keeping our straddle, right? Inhale, exhale, spine stretch forward. Inhale, exhale, stack back up. Lift the arms, reach tall through the top of the head. Arms forward as we inhale, curl tailbone under, round back on your exhale, just about to the sacrum. Inhale, exhale, reach back up. Good. Lift tall as you inhale, spine stretch forward. So it's a little sequence. We're alternating, right? Reach, inhale, exhale, stack back up. Lift the arms, reach arms forward and round back. Just to the sacrum. Inhale, exhale, pull yourself up. Inhale, exhale, spine stretch forward. To feel good in your sacrum. Inhale and hips, exhale, stack back up. Inhale, lift the arms and lengthen the spine. Arms forward, exhale, round back to the sacrum or so. Inhale, exhale, pull yourself up. And one more spine stretch forward on our exhale. Inhale, exhale, stack back up and relax your arms. Bring the legs together and bend your knees a little bit. Hands under the thighs. We're going to inhale tall, exhale, round back. You can use your hands to climb up your legs if you need to. If you don't need to, take your arms all the way back. You might want to sweep them around to help you roll back up on your exhale, or you might climb up your legs, or you might not need assistance. Okay, so wherever you're at, inhale, exhale, roll back, shoulders relaxed. Good, nice full breath. Maybe sweep your arms around to help you roll up on your exhale. Making it nice and smooth, whatever you need to do, right? So everybody's going to be at their own place with this, and the knees kind of bend and straighten as they need to. Great. One more time, and then we're going to add stuff, right? So go ahead and do one more roll up, and however you want to do it. Shoulders relaxed. Great. And then we come to the top. We're going to straighten our legs in front. And we're going to just make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to lift our right leg a little bit. So this is called one-legged teaser, right? So one-legged teaser roll up. Inhale, exhale, roll back. And you can use your hands to help you. Take your arms back. Inhale, maybe sweep them around to roll back up. Lower that leg, left leg lifts. Inhale, exhale, roll back. So going at your own pace and whatever you need to do to be successful. Again, you can climb up your leg and then lowering that leg, other leg. Shoulders relaxed as we roll back. And exhale up. And switch one more time. Inhale, exhale up and lower down. So 2 times on each side. And take a little moment to shake out your legs or whatever. And then we'll pick up our right leg and we're going to lift it up toward our belly, lengthen our spine here, lean back a little bit. So we're going to the next level, okay? So what we'll do here is we'll climb down our tree with our leg in the air, rolling all the way down onto our back. Good. And then let's take our arms over our head and then sweep them around maybe, or just lift them straight up. Grab your thigh, lift your head and shoulders, climb back up. So leg presses into the hands to climb up our tree, right? And then we stretch that leg and then we climb back down nice and gracefully. Arms over the head. And like I said, if you want to sweep them around or just lift, take hold of your leg. Exhale, climb up your tree. Roll up with the leg in the air, right? Give it a stretch and lower that leg. Only climbing 2 times. All right. Because it's too much. No. Okay, picking up our left leg and lifting it, pulling it towards your belly, flattening the back, and then leaning back a little bit, right? Climb down your tree. And arms down. Inhale, maybe sweep them around and grab hold, lift your head and shoulders, exhale up. So leg presses into hands, keeping your leg up as much as you can, whatever that is, but using it, and then really good stretch here. And then we climb back down. And stretch the arms out. Inhale, exhale, back up. Press. Oh, it might be a slow climb. That's all right. Use your leg to press into your hands to help you lift, stretch, and lower that leg back down. Climbing the tree is hard, you guys. So if you're able to do it, kudos. All right, stretch over your leg. You're doing great. Oh. Let's come onto our back again. Bring your feet close, fairly close to your hips, right? Feet align with the sits bones. Good. And then we're going to put our arms on the ground like this with the hands up like that. So it's a little bit more supportive. You're going to inhale as you exhale. You're going to press your hips up into a bridge. Shift the weight to whatever leg wants to start first and lift that leg up. Okay, so we're going to lower the hips on our inhale, not all the way, just kind of hover them and press up on our exhale. You can have your knee bent or your leg straight, whatever you prefer. You're going to lower and press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up and stay here. Pull your knee, bend your leg if it's straight. Pull your knee in and stretch it out. And pull it, inhale, and stretch out on your exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more. And exhale. Then bending the knee, put the foot down on the mat. Press the hips up as you inhale. Bridge down on your exhale. Melt the spine all the way down. All right. And then inhale. Exhale. Press the hips back up, shifting to the other leg. pull that leg up. So either knee bent or leg straight, whatever you prefer. Lower on your inhale, press up on your exhale. Great. Well, it doesn't have to be a big movement. Working our glutes, our hamstring, all those good muscles in the back there. And then next time we press up, make sure your knees bent. Pull it in, extend. Pull it in, extend. Good. Inhale, exhale. Great. A couple more. Make sure you feel it. And then next time we bend, we can put our foot on the mat. Again, press, kind of center yourself, press the hips up, inhale, and melt down on your exhale. All the way. Okay. And then grab one knee, pull your other knee in, stretch your knees in towards your chest, and kind of just stretch your hips a little bit. You might open them apart. Kind of give it a little bit of a hip stretch. You might curl into a ball. Good. And then coming feet down, we're going to come onto one side. So just go ahead and roll onto one side. And see if you can do this with your hand on the ground. If you need to put your hand on the ground, though, you can. So lifting the arm, glue the legs together. Right? And we're going to keep those legs tight together. We're going to lift and lower them. So we're going to lift. Let's inhale, lower, exhale, lift probably is best, right? So exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Again, if you can balance with your arm up, great. If you can't, then put it on the ground in front of you. Lift, legs tight together. Great. And then next time we lift our legs, what we're going to do is we're going to open our legs apart. So the top leg goes up, the bottom leg goes down, and then squeeze them back together. So just open and close the legs. Squeeze, open, squeeze, open, squeeze, and breathe. So we're lifting our bottom leg and lowering our top leg, meet, and then we're separating them, right? Inhale and exhale. A little tricky to balance, right? Good. And then next time you squeeze the legs together, lower down, let your hand come in front of you on the ground. Relax for a moment. And then lift the legs a little bit, pull your knees in all the way towards you. And we're going to extend the top leg forward and the bottom leg behind us. And then pull the knees in and the other way around, bottom leg forward, top leg back. And you can lean back a little bit into your hips if you need to. Okay, pull in and stretch out. Pull in and stretch out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Contract, expand. Contract. This time we expand, feet are flexed, and we're going to sweep, 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 sweep. And again, you can roll back into the butt muscles to help you, especially if you're on a hard floor. I'm going to sweep, sweep, nice and big. And then next time you sweep, legs together, bend the knees, relax your legs down. Oh. Pressing with that top hand, we're going to come all the way up to mermaid. So You can just let this leg bend behind, this leg in front, foot to the thigh. I can't believe my cat's still here. And we're going to take a side stretch. So hold on to that leg. Take a side stretch over. And then we're going to come up, bring this hand down, take this arm and rotate over, pointing our chest between our hands. And then just fanning that first arm up and over, second arm up to the side stretch. So we'll do this little sequence a few times, right? So this hand comes down, this arm comes around, and you might even twist a little bit to the back, right? So kind of pull into a little bit of a twist. And then fan that first arm, second arm, side bend. And then lift. Take it over to mermaid. And again, maybe pulling into a little twist to the back and then fanning up and side bend. And go ahead and lift up. We'll take this, actually let's stretch both legs out like that onto your side. Come onto your elbow. Cross your top foot in front on the floor like that, elbow under the shoulder. And lift the rib cage, press your hips up, right? Lower down and press up and lower down and press up. If it's too hard to lift your hips off the ground, all you have to do is try to lift your hips off the ground and you're going to feel it. Just kind of like you're about to lift your hips. Great. One more. And when we lower down this time, you can either roll onto your back if you like to stretch your hip that way, or press all the way up to sitting, and we'll just give this hip a little stretch. So whichever your preference is. And do the hip stretch that you like to do. There, stack the legs and fold forward, or figure four. And breathe. Okay. Jake's always a good model for me of how to relax. It really helps me if I just look at him. Oh yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, we're going to come on to our other side. So coming onto your side, arm, and if possible, this arm is up, this top arm and legs are tight together. So inhale here, exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift the legs, keep them together, however high they go. Yeah. Exhale up, inhale down. We're getting into our side body muscles a bit. Inhale, exhale. And then next time we lift, hold them up, open the legs apart, squeeze them back together. Open and close. Inhale, close on your exhale. The top leg lifts up quite a bit, not too far, but lifts a bit. Bottom leg lowers and just squeeze them back together. Good. Last one, and then you can squeeze, lower down, relax legs, bring your hand on the ground. Float the legs up a little bit, pull the knees in, so really pull them in, and then we're going to stretch out with top leg go forward, bottom leg goes back, pull in, other way, inhale, and exhale. Full body, right? Inhale and rolling back onto your hip if you need to. As much as you need to roll off of that hip bone, right? Inhale and exhale. Also good to have, too late, but good to have padding under your hip. Inhale and exhale. Next time we stretch out, stay there with your feet flexed and sweep, sweep. You might really need to lean back for this one. Sweep the legs, cross country ski. Breathe, push the air out. And legs together, relax, let them bend and relax. And then we're going to come up to mermaid. So just let your legs kind of flow into the mermaid, and or maybe a modification of mermaid if you need to, by extending that leg out, right? And then take a side stretch here with this arm over. And then lifting up and coming around. Good. Pointing our chest between our hands, lifting. And then just fan the arms up and back to a side stretch. And then coming around, maybe kind of pulling a little bit into that twist, looking behind you, and then back around, side stretch. So again, fanning the arms back over to mermaid. I'm calling it mermaid, but the whole thing is mermaid. And then fanning the arms, side stretch. Good. And go ahead and lift up. I think we did that many times on the other side. Straighten your legs out. Come onto the forearm under the shoulder here. Top leg in front, that foot on the ground, like that. And again, if you can, lift your hips right up and down. So we're going to reach and lower back down. But if it's really hard to lift the hips, just lift your rib cage and try to lift your hips, and you'll feel it. So just lifting up and lowering down. One shoulder might be different than the other. Up and lowering down, like in my case. Up. Good. Last one. You're using your top foot or this foot on the ground to help you as well. Okay, so when we come up from there, you're going to come into a hip stretch. So if you want to come onto your back like that into a figure four, or if you want to come up to sitting, taking a little stretch for that side, that hip. Just whatever feels good to your body, right? To stretch. All right, and then we'll bring ourselves onto our all fours. And move my mat again. Coming onto your all fours, fingers spread wide, and you can always make a ledge under your hands or pad under your knees, or just kind of claw your hands, claw the mat. So moving the spine, we're going to curl the tailbone under, round, and then come into an arch. Just a little movement, wave-like movement of our spine. And then we're going to tuck our toes into the mat. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, round back and press your hips back towards your heels. And then pull your rounded spine back up, and then lift the knees. Lower the knees and come into an arch. Good. Inhale, exhale, round, press back. Pull yourself up, float the knees, lower down, arch. We're going to add one more piece, but you can do as much as you want to of this. Inhale, exhale, round, press back, pull up, float the knees, pike the hips up, lower back down to where your knees are floating off the mat, and then all the way down and arch. So that's our third part, right? So you can do as much of this as you want. Good. Round on the exhale, press hips back, pull up, float knees, pike the hips, bring it back to knees hovering, lower down, and arch. One more. Round, press back, lift up, knees float, hips lift, press back, hover the knees, lower down, and arch. All right. Stretch back to your heels. Just kind of press yourself back there. And for a moment. And then coming back to our all fours, we're going to bring our right foot between our hands, one hand on either side. We're going to stretch our left leg back with your knee either up or leg down all the way. You can put your knee down if you want or need to. Good. Just take a little lunge here. So looking forward. You'll really feel the stretch if your leg is lifted and you're looking forward. Good. And then we'll go ahead and lower that leg and relax our foot. And then bring our hands inside of our foot, just turning your toes out slightly. Take it a little bit lower, maybe a little deeper into the lunge. And then bring the hand back around, straighten the toes, lean back, resting the belly on the thigh, flexing the foot, little runner stretch. And then we'll come up and bring that knee under us and bring our left foot between our hands. If you're able to lift your back leg off the ground into a high lunge, great. If not, leave that knee down. Hand on either side of our foot. Look forward. Breathe. And then lower the knee down, the right leg if it's up. And we'll bring our hands inside, turn the toes slightly out, maybe deepen a little bit more into that lunge. So relaxing your hip flexors and your psoas. You can also have blocks, of course, if you need them for support to help you be able to relax your hips. And then we'll bring that hand around, straighten the toes. Just sort of lean back on that left leg, belly to thigh, foot flexed with a little stretch. And then bringing our legs back under us, we're going to come onto our belly into Sphinx, or that elbows under the shoulders pose. Good. There it goes. Your pelvis relax here. Then with our palms face down, we're going to straighten our arms, kind of slowly straighten the arms, adjusting your hands and arms as needed, pulling the shoulder blades down, coming up into a swan cobra, and look at your belly. And look forward. Good. And then just looking down, so head's in line with the spine. Let your arms slide out overhead. And then slide back in. Good. And then we'll add lifting one leg when we do that. So you'll slide out. Good. As you slide in, lift your left leg. Slide out. Slide in and lift the right leg. Good. Slide out. Just keep going, alternating. Lifting the left leg as you slide in and slide out. And lift the right leg. And slide out. And relax the legs. We're going to slide our arms, our hands back in towards us again. See if you can float your left hand off the ground and put it down. Float your right hand off the ground and put it down. Now you might need to go out a little bit farther if it's too hard. Okay, so find your position. Now float your left hand, take it out from your shoulder, follow it back, reach for your foot, keeping your pelvis on the ground. Lift that arm up over the head and bring it back, or it feels like it's going over your head. Okay. And then float your right arm, take it out, follow it back, lift it up, and bring it back to the ground. Slide out. Slide back in. And again, lift the left arm, follow it back, lift it up over the head, bring it back, and the right arm, follow it back, lift it up, and bring it back. See if you can do that 2 more times. Follow that left arm, lift it up, float the right hand, follow it back, lift it up, and slide it out. And then just bring your elbows under you or your hands under you to press yourself up onto the knees. Stretch back onto the heels. Whether your legs are together or you like your knees apart, whatever you prefer. We're going to walk our arms or hands over to the left side and sort of reach your right hip towards your right foot. Kind of get a little bit of a side stretch. And back to center. And then walk our hands over to the right. Kind of stretch the left hip toward the left foot. And back to center. Go ahead and bring yourself on up. Around. Anything that might need a little movement, you need to shake your shoulders or your circle. We could do a little circle with our head, right? All right, thank you all for coming. Hold on, I'm gonna get the button.